Hello everyone. So today our lesson is about Kadang. So as you can see in the picture, it has the equipment, right? So we have here a coconut shell and also a bamboo steel. Yes, because Kadang is also called as bamboo steel trays. To begin with, let's start with the definition or the objectives. Define Kadang or bamboo steel trays. Recite the skills needed in playing Kadang. Identify the materials and equipment used in the game. Explain the mechanics on how to play Kadang. Relate the importance of this game in the development of skills in Filipinos. So first, let's have the definition. Okay, walking on Kadang. Kadang is one of the old games in the Philippines. Rural kids were playing it for as long as our folks can remember. But the game was officially acknowledged only in 1969 during a local sports event. Okay, so just like with the other traditional games or laro ng lahi, um, it originated here in the Philippines and also it was played mostly by children or kids. And also it was acknowledged during 1969. Ang local sports event po is called as Laro ng Lahi or Palaro ng Lahi organized by BIPES. Okay. Next, Kadang or Karang in Bisaya and Tiyakad in Tagalog means bamboo steel game in English. This game originated in Cebu, Central Philippines. So, it has other names. So, as you can see, in English, it is called as bamboo steel trays. And in Bisaya, it is called as Karang. And in Tagalog, it is called as Tiyakad. Okay, so next, let's have the history of the game. Okay, Kadang was first officially played in 1969. It was a team game introduced during the Laro ng Lahi or Game of Races. The Laro ng Lahi was a traditional sports event initiated by then Bureau of Physical Education and School Sports. As I have said earlier, when it was officially acknowledged or officially played during 1969, with the theme Laro ng Lahi or Game of Races wherein all the traditional games are or has been played, and it was initiated and was organized by BIPES, which means Bureau of Physical Education and Sports. This organization is one of the pioneer in promoting or advocating the game of races or traditional games here in the Philippines. Next, under the history of the game, outside the Laro ng Lahi, the informal Kadang was played without rules. It was not even a team game. Rather, most boys made their own pair of stilts. They walk on it at random and in any direction. What was important was the fun and glory of maintaining a balance on it for long. So, as you can see, Kadang as is also played without rules. Wala silang sinusunod na rules, just like the other laro ng lahi. Right? And most of the time, it is played by boys. Because we all know, unlike girls, andun yung fear natin, di ba? Especially, the equipments used here in Kadang, the bamboo steel. So, mataas siya. Kaya, kumbaga, boys lang, yung may medyo malakas yung loob na itry laruin itong Kadang. But, other than that, Kadang is about having fun or enjoyment or happiness, right? Next is we have sometimes the boys lend their stilts to their girl playmates, although parents were opposed to it. They didn't allow the younger kids and the girls to mount on stilts for the reason that it was dangerous, and so to obey our elders, we modified the Kadang. So instead of bamboo poles, we use coconut shells to walk around on. So as I have said earlier, most of the time, boys lang yung nakakapaglaro ng kadang-kadang. And as time goes by, kumbaga, na-try na ng iba, ng kababaihan, yung kadang-kadang. But, para mabawasan yung fear na na-feel nila and to obey their parents na, kumbaga, dangerous kasi yon for them. That's why, nagkaroon ng coconut shells. Katulad ng pinakita ko sa inyo kanina, 'di ba, na picture, yun ang ginagamit ng mga kababaihan. While yung bamboo stilts, most of the time, boys lang po ang gumagamit nun. Kaya kung makikita nyo sa larong kadang-kadang, may dalawang klase ng equipments na ginagamit. Yung bamboo stilts for boys, yung coconut shells for girls. I hope you understand that. Next is we have the skills needed. So of course, there are skills needed in playing this game and also the skills you can develop when you engage yourself in playing this game. So what are those? So we have here balance and concentration. These are the two most important skills a player possesses in playing kadang-kadang. But of course, teamwork is also necessary to successfully bring the game to finish line. Okay, so given so ang skills needed daw is we have here 3: balance, concentration, and teamwork. Of course, balance and concentration para hindi ka matumba doon sa stilts or para hindi ka ma-outbalance doon sa coconut shells when you walk to the finish line. Next is we have the equipments needed. So we have here two, of course. We have the coconut shells and bamboo stilts. So first of all, the game requires 8 participants. So usually, namomodify naman ito. So pwedeng madagdagan, pwede ding mabawasan. These participants are divided into 2 teams. Each team is composed of 4 members. Moreover, the players prepare 4 pieces or 2 sets of bamboo poles. These poles are of equal heights, say 10 feet long, and each pole is fitted with foot-size step ladder. So, ayan yung nakikita po ninyo dyan sa picture, meron silang tinatapakan. So, yun yung tinatawag nating foot-size step ladder. And also, since ito ay, kumbaga, makaklasify siya as race, 'di ba? So, it is divided into 2 teams with equal number of members. Po? Next is we have the mechanics or how the game is played. So, number 1, the goal. The 2 teams should successfully traverse a 100-meter course. Each course is marked at every 25th meter. So, let's imagine na lang kung gaano kalayo yung 25-meter. So, meron siyang layo. Ibig sabihin doon sa starting line up to the finish line, ang sukat niya is 100 meter. Po? Number 2, the first player on each team stands behind the starting point, while the second player stands on the 25th meter mark. The third player waits at the 5th meter mark, and the last player on the 75th mark. So, hindi siya magkakatabi. Kahit na, kumbaga, makaklasify as team game, or team sports. Hindi siya dapat, 'di ba, sa starting point nandito yung first player, and then ang sukat niya doon sa sunod na player is 25 meter, and then 5th doon sa third, and 75 doon sa last player. So ganun siya, may mga sukat 25th lagi. 3, at the signal of get set, the first player stand ready behind the starting line. Now, they hold their respective stilts. So, pag get set, hawakan pa lang yung stilts or bamboo stilts, or kung sa girls, yung bamboo shells. Number 4, at the signal of go, the players mount their stilts and start walking towards the 25th meter mark. Then, they get off the stilts for the second player to continue the course to the 50th mark. This process is repeated until the 4th players player reach the finish line or the 100 meter. So, kapag get set, kukunin pa lang natin yung steal. And then, at the signal of go, saka lang tayo mag-start na mag-walk papunta doon sa finish line or doon sa 100 meter. Ano po? Okay, so ulit-ulit lang siya. Number 5, the team that completes the course first is the winner. So, of course, kung sino yung mauna doon sa finish line, siya yung winner. So, each player is allowed only 2 errors. So, this means that if the player falls off the stilts more than twice, his team loses the game. So, once na may matumba na player kasama yung stilt, ng 2 beses, ibig sabihin, wala nang chance yung team nila. Okay, so may mga instances din na kapag nahulog naman doon sa bamboo stilts, babalik siya doon sa starting point. Ano po? So, ganun siya. So, ito po yung mga references ng ating discussion for today. Thank you!